And I do believe that we are live. Hell yeah, it's a blessed, wonderful, beautiful, sleepless Sunday afternoon. How's everybody doing? Had to wet the old whistle because, well, we're going to be talking some wrestling on this episode of Bumps and Bruises. I know it's been a little bit, but feels great to be back talking some wrestling as always. Recap the week, of course. NXT Vengeance Day was last night. Phenomenal pay-per-view as well. Starting with the ladies, we can kick it right off. I think the Blake Monroe street fight, I think that was a great match. Loved with that match with Jada Parker, how she was dumping the diamonds on her and even gave her, I believe, a face buster on the diamond, on the diamonds, which was actually really fucking cool. Past 7 seconds, so I can actually say that, I do believe. But no, I think that was a great match. That was actually probably the best match of that pay-per-view. I thought Joe Henry and Ricky Saints in the main event for the NXT strap was really good. Actually, yeah, wow, really. I mean, honestly, the JC Jane promo was even pretty solid. Felt like that helped get Sol Ruca over. That was pretty dope. Trying to think, there was an underground match, Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice, I believe, and that was pretty entertaining. Shout out Shane McMahon for making that possible before his departure. But yeah, no, phenomenal pay-per-view. SmackDown I thought was great. I know we're kind of working our way back towards Monday, but I thought SmackDown was great. Still talk about briefly talk about AEW. I did not see Collision last night. However, though, I am looking forward to checking that out later this night. I saw that. Let's see. I saw a little bit of Dynamite. I thought that the promo with MJF, I thought that was always entertaining. I mean, that kind of stole the show for me. I thought his match with Kevin Knight was actually really good too. And then, of course, Hangman had to job somebody out in the matter of 3 seconds to help him look better for some reason I'll never know. But no, SmackDown, though, I thought was really good. Love the Danhausen segment with Miz. That kind of stole the show for me as far as SmackDown goes. Shout out Danhausen. Love Danhausen. I hope you would never say anything bad about Danhausen because, well, then that would make you cursed. And I know that was kind of a half-ass shit impression, but shout out Danhausen. I'm all in. Might even be a Ghoulhausen. Who knows? That might be the Halloween fit right there. But no, he's been stealing the show for me all week. I know some people booed when he was in the crate. Well, guess what? On SmackDown, they were doing his chant. I think the potential for Danhausen is just like, even if he just used kind of like how he is now as kind of like a comedy skit. I mean, look, they can pair him with anybody and he's entertaining. They put him with Dominic Mysterio in the Judgment Day, super entertaining. Got him mega over right off the rip. Now, flash forward 5 days, and they're over there doing his chant or doing his "You Are Cursed" with him when he had his interaction with the Miz. And I don't know if y'all caught this, but when he's going off on his Demandhausens, and Nick Aldis has to tell him to hold his thought. Well, when he tells Danhausen to hold his thought, Danhausen is the first person in human history to ever physically hold a thought and walk with it. So you know what? Sky's the limit for Danhausen. I'm a huge fan. Happy that was him that popped in the crate, or popped out of the crate, I should say. But I know a lot of people thought it was Chris Jericho. Now, my thing with that is, as much as I at one point was all in and really thought that we were getting a Chris Jericho Y2J return, which I get it, the countdown, and I'm pretty sure somebody on Twitter was able to link it that somehow, some way it was going to fall on the anniversary of something that Jericho did with the countdown, but I do not see him truthfully coming back to WWE anytime soon. One, given I'm pretty sure I saw that he's still under contract with AEW, so that would make that literally impossible for him to do so. And I just feel like if he was going to do it, it would happen already. Like, yeah, they teased it with the little code breaker name drops and walls of Jerichos and all shits like that, but I don't see him coming. I really truthfully don't. Unless this is one big elaborate long-term storytelling done by Triple H, who does have a big-time kink for those long-term storytelling shits. So who knows? Maybe it's actually possible. But I think if it were going to be him, he was going to be the last entrant of the Royal Rumble. I do believe I said it on the last episode of Bumps and Bruises. However, at this point, though, I think we got to stop holding our breaths for the Chris Jericho return. Same with waiting to get a pop from The Rock coming out, because that boy's shooting Jumanji, looking like he's having the time of his life with Kevin Hart and Jack Black. So Shout out him though. I'm looking forward to the Jumanji 3. I know I'm in the minority with that one, but I actually like the reboots a lot. However, though, yeah, I think we got to stop waiting on this Jericho and this Rock pop. I don't see him coming anytime soon. Maybe WrestleMania Saudi, we get the Rock Roman match. Who knows at this point? But The Rock looks like he's having a blast on set, so I'm not holding my breath for that one anymore. Done with it. But no, I think so far this year, though, everything's been really good for the most part. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. I know a lot of people cheered in the building, but booed the shit out of it and even botted dislikes online. I think that Cody and Drew had a great match. I think they had a great feud. I do get it that they had a plain singles match for the belt after they had a 3 stages of hell match that Drew won. And then Cody, who got eliminated in the chamber, now somehow has a title match, all because Drew kept fucking with him. I don't know. I could see being upset about that, but I am not one of those that is. Quite frankly, I think Rhodes and Orton on paper sounds like a better WrestleMania match than Randy versus Drew or Cody versus Drew. So I think they went the right route. Plus, it finally gives that payoff to Randy Orton staring at that title for so long. However, I do believe come WrestleMania, night one, main event, you will see the most dangerous letters in all of WWE, and that is RKO, the Mr. American Nightmare, and become and new for the 15th time in his career, Mr. Randall Orton. I do firmly believe that we will have an and new with Randy Orton being your new WWE Championship come WrestleMania. That's just an early prediction. Could be an early spoiler, but I'm calling an early prediction as is, and I don't think it's a hot take. Um, I'm looking really forward to night two's main event. Punk versus Roman. I know people were talking about you got multiple baby faces, and then you got no heels really in the matches. But as an early Mania prediction, I'm going all in on the Tribal Chief. One's up, baby. He's going to make the World Heavyweight Championship matter even more. But with that being said, it felt great to be back, tapped in, talking some wrestling. Most importantly, keep the love high and the hate low. Wake up with a smile on. Remind yourselves of 3 things you're grateful for. And most importante, look in that motherfucking mirror and say, I love you. Peace. I forgot the end streams up top now.